Hey guys, we're back with another one. This one's kind of cool. Of course, I say that about all of them, but this one is kind of cool. Let's check it out. So it's a KTM RC50, or I want to say RC51, RC390. Really cool bike. If you're looking for a higher end 300, like if you were going to race one, if you just have a bigger budget, let's say a bigger budget in the beginning when you're learning how to ride, this is a cool bike. I mean, you compare this to the Kawasaki 300 or any of the other Japanese big beginner bikes, and this is KTM. They just know how to build bikes. They just do better. But you know, it was kind of beat up. Looks like it went down. Looks like it went down on this side. You can see she's pretty rashed. Like, that's a lot of copper hanging out there. But you know, the front ends looks like the headlight might be in good shape. But the upper fairing stay gauge mount is all busted. These fairings, they might be salvageable, but they're kind of pretty trashed. You know, you got your seat boogered up here. If you look at the build quality, like, that is a lot. I mean, I know it's just a passenger foot peg, but that's built like solid. And I guess it did break. But in all fairness, both of them broke. But they just looks fucking higher quality. But busted the shifter. I mean, it's still maneuverable, but yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like it had a ton of miles on it. I mean, these are, let's see what the year of the tire is. It is usually an indication of if they're the original tires. So it kind of looks like it. So this is a 2015. Yeah. This tire was made the 35th week of 2014. So probably the original tires. So if I had to guess, no more than 6,000 miles. That is probably a 5,000 mile tire. We'll see. We'll see how close I am to that. But so kind of weird. I'll show you something. Lower this down. Does run. I did fire it up. It's kind of a Mickey Mouse. So I was excited. I got keys. And then KTM gives you this, the key code card. And you're thinking, wow, okay, that's pretty good. Well, like, the ignition's not screwed up, but like something's not right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't click. And then there's no lock on the bottom. So you can do that and it turns on, but the gauge cluster doesn't light up. Well, you have this, but I don't think that would stop the gauge cluster. I can see it like making the headlight not work, but we have this. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I can patch that up. I don't know if it's worth it. Find out what kind of miles were on this. I don't know. I don't know what this says. I didn't say anything on there. Anyways, but yeah, it's a good bike. So what's it worth? You know, or is this a good fix and flip? Well, I have some numbers here. So it needs handlebars. No. Yeah, handlebars, 160 bucks. Right switch, 25 bucks. Upper fairing stay, $200. A lock set, $55. Passenger seat, $53. Gear shift pedal, 30 bucks. Headlight, maybe, might be salvageable, 100 bucks. Left and right, left fairing, $200. Right fairing, $200. So, like, what did I pay for the bike? Well, I paid like $985 in fees. This was up in Washington, up north of Seattle. And unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling like going up there and getting it. So I paid to have it shipped. Cost me more than it really should have for that distance. 350 bucks. I've done tons of bikes from Sacramento and only paid like $300 or $400 bucks. So it's kind of crazy. This is not that far up there. So basically I'm all in at 1,335 bucks to get it here. So all of the parts, we're looking at parts plus what I paid, $2,358. That's, I don't know. I didn't even include these passenger foot pegs either. This is not looking like a good deal. KBB says 4,290. I think that's even on the steep side. You can buy a brand new one right now for $49,900. 5,000 bucks. So this has a reconstructed title. I think you'd be lucky to sell this at 3,000 with a reconstructed title, all cleaned up. I think probably realistically, guys, it's looking more like 2,500 bucks. And that sucks. That means that you couldn't make any money on this. You might actually go backwards. Which is bad, which is too bad because it's a good bike. So if you're like looking for a race bike, you're going to get into racing this, phenomenal deal. The only way I would buy it. Or if you were looking for a bike for yourself to fix up, to ride, yes. Not a bad price, but how many people out there that are just learning are going to take on buying a wrecked bike and put it together? That's just not going to happen. This is one of those bikes that's just not going to happen. It's too bad because these are really cool. But anyways.